For my virtual learning space, I wanted to create a syllabus for for at least one of my classes to see if that would make it easier for students to find materials. Or we have a lot of information that's required to be in our syllabus for the first year composition classes at UIS, and so it makes the syllabus rather long, and I don't really trust students scan through the entire thing or read through the entire thing, and I haven't found a good way to go through it all with the students as well, but they do need to have that information, of course. I thought that a virtual learning space where they could just click on different topics would allow them to get information a little bit easier and maybe put it in a different context. The first menu I created was just about me, and has in it, each one of the menus I plan to have a separate page. So when you click on the menu, it'll come up with information, and then below it will be additional information. One thing that I want to point out here is these are not in alphabetical order. Normally about the photo would be at the top. This was the last page I put on here, and I did not realize until then that there was a box to put a number that would designate where it fell in the menu. So the rest of my menus are still in alphabetical order. The next one was the course description. This is all of the information under here except the location and times are required for our syllabus, so we have to have the course description, competencies, and the course goals, and of course location and times is important. Course policies with several different things that I needed to put under here. Academic honesty is required. The rest of these are basically my policies, and none of them are particularly lengthy, but I wanted them in one place, whereas in the syllabus there was just a long line of course policies, and I thought it would be different. I thought students would get lost in that. And here I think they can click on this topic and they don't have to scroll down through 5 screens or so to find that. Course requirements, I actually need to put one more page under here. This section with the final portfolio reflective writing assignments was this is a little bit long, and so I'd like to break it at this point where it talks about the weighting and include an additional menu under here. So under assessment, then I would also have weighting. Our portfolio is weighted 50% reflective writing assignments, usually 40%, but I'd make it 35%, and then homework 15%. And then finally I have resources, and there's one additional one I need to put into here for a general location students can go for tutoring. Most of this information will not change except for perhaps some tweaks from semester to semester. The location times would change, and occasionally I might change something here under the course policies, but most of this would not change. What I did then, after this then, was to create categories for the assignments, and these will almost always change from semester to semester. I find myself tweaking each assignment for the next semester. Plus they'll have different due dates and different section numbers and things of that nature. So anything that was associated with Project 1, I put in that category, of course. So I have a research assignment, a sample self-reflection, questions, and then the assignment itself. I like to use Blackboard so that I can move the assignment to the top, so I don't know if students would find this confusing. I think what would end up happening is I would have to make sure that I sort of deploy each thing in the order I want it to appear so that students will be able to find them easily. They'd have to go in reverse order, of course. There's a section of recent posts. I don't know if I would keep this because the most recent posts may not be the most relevant to students because I may be putting things up for Project 4 while they're working on Project 2. Useful links. Now the additional thing that I would probably do here if I use this for my syllabus is I would probably have each student also create a blog. And then what I would have to do is create a separate blog for each of my classes to collect the students' blog. So I would add a blog roll in here that blog role would pick up the class blogs, the overall class blogs, and then each of those blogs would collect the students in that class. And I don't think students will find that very complicated because they should be able to just go straight to this blog or their own blog. They wouldn't have to worry about the one in the middle. That would be more so my concern. I would have 5 blogs to take care of with 4 sections. So I'm not sure how well this will all work out, but this hopefully you can get a good idea of what I've done here. The picture I picked just sort of as a metaphor for high expectations.